So hey guys, today we're going to be looking at, well, the new event that's coming up soon. So, Dual Triangle Fusion Synchro XYZ. What is this event about? Also, typo, but yeah, seems you can change groups anytime you want, like with the light dark event. But, if you look through this entire thing, it's not very clear. There's this part though, which says the fusion group can only include fusion monsters in the extra deck, the synchro group can only include synchro monsters in the extra deck, and the XYZ group can only include XYZ monsters in the extra deck. And who exactly are we dueling? Is it mirrors? Are we dueling synchro or XYZ decks? What's going on? Let's see. Duels will be played between the groups. So you might be dealing with mirrors, I guess. So it's like light dark event, I guess, except there's one more group. Okay. So then what's the ban list looking like? It's so hard to just in general check what changes are made. Like, for example, if we're fusion locked, we don't need to see every like other extra deck monster being banned, so that's a bit annoying. But I guess for the time being, let's go with fusion because I know fusion is the most degenerate one to an extent, right? And you actually have to, oh, 4,000 here. And this title says 3 pillars. Wait, what? Just 4,000? Isn't 4,000 a bit low? Point system looks different from normal. Well, okay then I guess we'll see that what this is all about later, I guess. But I guess this also means it might be like a shared pool. But anyways, let's take a look at the loners while we're here. Dark World for Fusion deck. Oh, that's actually not that bad. This is a good time to test if you actually want the Chimera cards or not. Even if they might be better played with something else like Branded, this is an alright way to test them. Dual Avatars. I just vaguely remember this being really bad. Then, okay. That's Fusion. What do we have for Synchro? For Sartic. You know what? Actually, Sartix might be alright because of the new support they got. Sounds kind of degenerate, honestly. Fabled. Crimson King. This is probably decent as well. I mean, looks fine, I guess. I mean, could be worse. Notably, though, I don't know the ban list yet, but hand trap wise, right? You have Effect Veiler and 3 Ash. I don't know how many like hand traps they just brutalize, but judging by the one Effect Veiler, I think there might only be one Effect Veiler legal. And then here, XYZ. Justina, Battling Box, alright. And then here we have Evil Zor. So Evil Zor actually might be playable with the new support, it might not be like that bad. But overall in quality, I think in general the XYZ loners are probably the worst, so yeah, alright. Let's change and go back to Fusion. And just in terms of fun, I think Fusion might have the best. Just going to check again real quick. Hand trap situation. No way, there's 2 Imperm here, 3 Ash Blossom, what? Same thing here, and then this one as well. Okay. Hard to disagree with some of the deck building here, but okay. So let's just go ahead and off-rip check Forbidden like this. And oh look, it's useless. It shows so many ban cards because it doesn't show like anything useful. Epic. Alright, let's press effect here. Let's see. Eaglin banned, so I'm going to assume Flu is murdered. Mikanko. Mikanko, no Mikanko. Okay, and then Volcanic. Just Volcanic Queen, I guess. So they don't want, like, kaiju-like effects. Hmm. Does this FTK even need a single... does this need a single extra deck monster to do? I don't remember. It might require you to do some link summoning, so it might be a little harder to do, like the 2-card, like mostly pure FTK combo, but I'm going to assume you could just FTK with this. I think it would be safe to assume so, yeah. Snake Eye, just Flamberge, okay. Maybe Diabil Star as well. Well, actually, I guess we could check. Diabil Star is at 1 and Wanted is at 1. I mean, is Rescue Ace brutalized then? Because Rescue Ace can kind of abuse that. I don't think I've seen Rescue Ace, but Vanquish Soul is completely murdered here. I didn't think, I don't think you needed to go this hard on it. Okay, never mind. Turbulence is banned. Okay, great. Seems like Konami might actually want us to, I don't know, perhaps play the event as intended for once. You know, considering they're actually hitting a bunch of non-extra deck strategies, you know, just in general. Interesting. Wow, main deck strategy is getting hit. I wonder why. And let's see. So I'm noticing Kaiju's here. Yosenju's. So they're hitting Time Lords as well here. Smashing these guys. Yeah, honestly, I think a ban list like this is pretty warranted, consider how much like avoiding playing the event people have been doing. But this is also the fault of Konami for like not making like super good loaners. So I guess yeah, there are problems all around. There might be some things still left though if you look hard enough. So let's go ahead and go. Yeah, let's go back here and check limited. Aluber, Fallen of Albaz. I am not seeing Super Poly. Damn. Pain. Okay. Anything abnormal here? The tier limits are at 1 here. And also there is Ishtira Unicorn here at 1. Nothing else super noticeable. Or notable, I guess. Might be better to do this and check spell traps as well. Bonfire is at 1. I don't remember seeing like True King Lithosagum though. Not sure if that matters, but okay. Everything here looking pretty normal. Yeah, all of those are normal, I believe, except for maybe this and this. Alright then, I guess. Moving on to semi-limits. That's normal. That's normal. It's normal, I believe. This is not normal, but I guess. Hold up. Wait, why is this? Why is this card like? Why are these cards legal? Huh. Now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, you did remove the links, but why leave it playable at all? I guess there are some like somewhat degenerate strategies that, well, I wouldn't say that degenerate, but I guess there's some decks that can kind of use those as starters. Aside from that, though, I don't think there's anything in semi-limit that wasn't before, right? So all of this is normal. Yeah, it's just engage, right? I think engage has been put to 3 for a while. So aside from engage, I don't see anything new, actually. Might change with other lists, right? And I believe Mexi is banned for this event. So playing Edge Blossom Geospring technically isn't required, but in this hellhole, worth considering. Shifter is also banned. Well, yeah. Okay. Gotta check Fissure at least, I guess. Fissure is alive and well. How about Macro? Macro is alive and well. Interesting. So for fusion, I guess Thunder Dragon type strategies might be like alright. I don't see any particular issues with this. Playing like branded Thunder Dragon is probably just okay. I don't know how it would be played now though. I haven't really looked at all the new cards together, but like you have like Bestials, so that might help a little bit. How many Bestials do we have? All of them? None of them hit this event. Epic. Alright. Ban lists are probably the same for most of these, but right now I'm going to go out on a whim here and say that Fusion is just the most degenerate because you actually have access to Super Poly, which just allows you to brutalize, assuming we're all playing combo here, right? This will allow you to brutalize XYZ, Synchro, and also Fusion Mirror. It's Fusion Mirror specifically. Whenever the Fusion event was going on, the worst thing to deal with was literally just Super Poly because of all of your typings and allowing for Dragostapelia to be special summoned. That was just pretty awful. I don't know how else to put it. The primarily most played deck was probably like just some branded variant because people were pulling for DPE anyways, you know, so if you get some branded cards, might as well use them in the event as well. And the other thing was like top decking Fusion Destiny was pretty annoying. So yeah, considering what bans we have for Fusion, I can imagine that Fusion is going to have quite an advantage here. Worth checking though is if Nibiru is banned or not. That'll matter. Nibiru, are you legal? Nibiru is legal. Fusions don't summon. Those fusion decks didn't summon that much, right? So extra annoying. Well, great. How do we deal with Nibiru? I guess now there's also Tearlament, so Rukalos is like fairly possible. So another point to fusion, I suppose. They did heavily limit the tier cards. This is what I would say if it mattered, because, you know, branded fusion is still legal, so branded fusion. Sending Rhino, for example, and then Rhino special summon. Fusion deployment, summon Rhino. And then there's also just more things like that, I guess, right? So, yeah, that's fine. Synchro, uh, Sword Soul is just going to be played a lot. Pretty simple, right? I don't know if they're actually going to hit Sword Soul or not, so let's change group and see if Sword Soul is hit. Nope. Epic. Hmm. Yeah, okay. And then for XYZ, pure XYZ, I don't remember if there are any pure, like good pure XYZ decks. I mean, maybe, right? Like, I'm assuming they just took cash out back and kind of just, finished off cash, right? So, let's see what's playable here. A Rise Heart, still legal. You have one Unicorn, one Raidsoth. So if you want to play this, you would have to go, like, triple Planet Pathfinder to realistically play this. But cash is surprisingly playable as well. So top decks for this, let's see. Probably going to be branded, I guess. As well as like just fusion, some other fusion decks as well. So it's probably going to be some sort of fusion deck. I can't like tell you exactly what it is right now. I haven't really thought it through, but Super Poly and also the new Chimera cards, really high potential for that to be like pretty strong. For XYZ, we still have like cash and stuff. I'm pretty sure there's like probably no XYZ deck that got hit, honestly. And then for Synchro, what Synchro strategies do we have? Now that I think about it, don't a lot of Synchro, like modern Synchro strategies actually require linked summoning? Like, as weird as that sounds. Except for like maybe Sword Soul, but Sword Soul still is not as good because they don't have Tenyis. So doing a little worse, I guess. If we were to be playing like some variant of Dino though, we have like Lost World and Token Collector, which is essentially like a combo. And that happens to also take care of, Sword Soul. Being very effective against them actually. So Sword Soul is probably just fine. It's probably not like the strongest deck, obviously, here. So if I were to have to place a bet on the strongest, probably going to be Fusion XYZ then Synchro, or Fusion Synchro XYZ, but we have to check if Zeus is legal or not, I guess. Because this will change my decision, right? Zeus, legal. Okay, XYZ. I would place above Synchro because Synchro is going second ability. Is dependent purely on hand traps. They don't have like powerful blowout cards in the same way that XYZ and Fusion have. Like we have Super Poly, and then here we have Zeus. So there's that as well. And actually, now that I think about it, there is Pearly, right? Pearly support just dropped. And yeah, we're like pretty unaffected and don't need link monsters or anything. For Synchro though, what Synchro decks unironically exists now still? Blackwing? I guess it's worth checking if Blackwing got gutted as well. Blackwing is playable. That changes my like evaluation a little bit here. Is Blackwing finally playable? Why does Diabellstar show up here? Black? Where's the wing here? Following? Oh, okay. And then everything is legal. Finally. Okay. It's been so many events, like so many events, since Blackwing has been fully legal. So Blackwing as a pure synchro deck is actually not that bad. But of course, like, Nib is a card that exists. So once we throw Nib into the equation, synchro falls off again. In terms of synchro decks that can actually play, like, through a Nib, or like, just, like, let's say there's an optimally timed Nib. Is there any way for you to actually play through it? Well, with synchro decks, no, I can't think of a single one. For example, though, like Sword Soul. Sword Soul is already a 2-card combo. You would need to open like Moyi with something. Specifically has to be Moyi. Or like Emergence or Ecclesia. So consistency wise that already is like okay, I suppose. But then after this you need Moyi plus a different like Sword Soul card or Wire Monster, which is like doable enough, right? But if you count the summons, normal Moyi 1, special token 2, Chizo 3, long one effect, summons 2, you're at 5 summons, so you get Nib there, probably looking at a GG here. Even if you have a Blackout, for example, you can't activate Blackout, you have nothing. Instant loss. And then for every other synchro strategy, like let's take a quick look. Blackwing, there's like literally only one situation where you can actually deal with Nib. It's specifically if you make an early Dispatter and your opponent like ashes you or something, and then you called by it, so your opponent has a card that's banished for you to negate. If you have some way to force that, I guess that's a way to deal with Nib. Aside from that, like not really much. And for Noble, like kinda synchro-y, but also uses a lot of link summoning. Not really gonna get you places. Scrolling further down, I guess Goatee is a deck that exists. Not much else to say. I don't know if they can really do that much to you, but okay, I guess. And then here, I still have yet to see a good Pierce Synchro deck show up. Now that I think about it, there is, of course, Synchron. So you can do your Synchron full combo, but once again, like, there's a massive choke point. It's like Branded Fusion, except now you can also Imperm it. And also Nib. Nib becomes online pretty quick against that, so yeah, not the best. And we keep going. Super Heavy Samurai. Is that even playable without the link? I don't really think so. But you could still use it as part of like a synchro deck, I guess. Or maybe even XYZ. Potentially, right? Yeah, okay. That's doable. Junk Speeder? Yeah, just negate this and it's GG, I guess. There's also, I guess, TG, which might be playable. But like for the most part, every single one of these decks, I'm pretty sure, loses the Nib, and they don't have any like built-in way to deal with Nib. Like, not a single archetype for the most part has any like reasonably accessible way to deal with Nib. Like even Dispatter is stretching it, right? Like if we go normal summon Simoon, that's one, normal summon Sudri 2, Vata effect to special summon itself 3, summoning Blackwing Dragon, that will be summon number 4, and then special summoning back. Vata is 5, so 6th summon. Dispatter is the earliest you can really get to Dispatter it with that line, I guess, right? And then you're probably cooked. Straight up, right? Don't really see another good way to kind of deal with Nib, but then you would also have to hit your opponent with like a called by, or your opponent has to have a banish card somehow. And then Dispatter then can negate Nib. But just in general, I don't see a super good way to deal with anything here. So I mean, if you enjoy playing Synchro, I guess you still can, but it's probably the worst type out of the three if we're considering just playing them here, right? No link monsters or nothing. Synchro kinda falls off nowadays. Yeah. Alright, so logically the smart thing to do is to make a fusion deck. in terms of XYZ decks, I can't like super envision that many good ones for the most part, but for like engines, you can still play Mathmech, for example, and it sounds a little illogical, but with XYZ, you would only need to get into the Mathmech XYZs, and that's why it's possible, right? Because I don't think they hit Mathmech, probably, right? Yep. So Super Factorial is a card that exists, you know, so you don't need to use your extra monster zones either, so that helps. But let's see where we can get with this. If we do circular effect, send Sigma, special sim, and Sigma, okay. And then we can make Alama version. This can add a level 4 monster from your deck to your hand, but we're probably just going to use add a Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. Okay. So then we have diameter, and now we just need to do the simple task of getting all three of these guys into the graveyard. So this will Cyberse lock us, I guess. So let's check Cyberse XYZs real quick. Whenever we activate Sigma, I believe, we are actually Cyberse locked. So this is close, but not quite there, I guess. Okay. Cyberse, XZs. We have Firewall Exceed. This doesn't really do anything for us. Wind Query, Reminder, Blaze Dragon, Light Dragon, and Ignister. Well, okay. It seems like Super Factorial might be hard to get into, so there is still another option, right? Isn't there? Just hard make Laplation. If we use Circular, that already gets us 2 out of 3, you know? We're almost there, 2/3 of the way there. So there is potentially the idea, right? Let's check real quick. Well, if we just look at Circular by itself and we do retain the normal summon, we can diameter special summon a guy, and then the XYZ Alimbertion can actually tribute itself, special summon a Mathmech monster from your graveyard. Then that is the 3 you would need for Laplation. And if we look at it this way, right? Okay. Then we could Laplation again, so hand loop for 2. That's not like the worst thing in the world, I guess. There was also the idea of adding just maybe the Reborn spell instead of the trap to just do a hand loop or something. I guess maybe that's not as viable, but it still does get you places. It's kind of hard. Like, if we had a Lingribo, we could link off diameter after we summon it off of Laplation, or not Laplation, Alimbertion. But aside from that, yeah, I don't see how it's hitting the graveyard. So, bit miserable there. Prohib, probably still legal. Yeah, boy. Alright, Imperm. Effect Veiler. Why did... What? Why do those loners only have 1 Effect Veiler then? And 3, like, Ash Blossom and then 2 Called Butt. Very intriguing. So, yeah, I think Fusion is probably the way to go, so let's go build Fusion, I guess. Alright. Great new. Well, I guess Time Thief actually gets you enough extra bodies, maybe, to do circular, like, stuff. Time Thief Mathmech? Maybe. But, okay. For Fusion, pretty easy. We'll just throw in Super Poly and then throw in the targets. If we're thinking about strongest deck, that this is probably what we're looking at, right? Guardian Chimera. Throw that in. Then after this we need, let's see. Okay. Starving Venom. Here goes to Pelia. Super Poly. Already got it right. Aurora. Dragon. And then let's just do Thunder Dragon, I guess. Because that should be fine. Colossus. Fusion. Titan. This has the special summon effect, so we run three. Run three of those. I think we want three of those as well. Three of these. And then we'll grab three Matrix. And we'll just grab some generic, so Imperm. Thunder Dragon specifically, I think, might play into Nib though. But oh well, whatever. So, Imperm. Great. Fallen of Albaz. Where does this have to be sent from, actually? For Branded Fusion? From your hand, deck, or field. Okay, it doesn't really matter that much. Epic. Alright, and then from here, what do we need? Pistrils, I guess? So I guess we do probably want Regained. Baldrake is actually fine. So grab that. And then we have this. Because we're running 3 Lupillion, actually, yeah, why not Branded Beast? Cool. Ash Blossom. Throw in Called By. Except we don't need Called By, really, except for Ash, I guess. But still, like, okay card. So, whatever. And we could throw in branded stuff and go for 45, but I don't know if I super care about that or not. I guess might as well. With branded fusion, which is just free stuff, right? Requires us to play some garnets, but it'd be fine in general, right? Not see a super big issue with this. So I think what we might be able to do is, if we have malicious, we could probably just make DPE with branded fusion. Could make the deck more efficient if we cut out the Thunder Dragon stuff, basically, then. But, you know, this is good enough, I guess, right? Luber. Branded opening. Oh, Albion's limited. That's cute. That sure does things, considering we still have 3 of Kit right here. Then we also have the option to banish Despian Tragedy if we really want, right? Speaking of which, I don't think we have any normal summons here, so let's just keep it classy like this. Then, I guess the easiest way is to search Fallen of Albaz. And then we have Fallen of Albaz here. Oh, and this maybe? Where's the Light Spellcaster? We aren't running any though. So, whatever. Mirror Jade. The Tentaclad has an effect to special summon a Dogmatica or Fallen of Albaz monster. Which we don't really have here. Do we have Rinbrum? Rinbrum? Yes. Cool. I think that's enough, right? And then what's this do? Nothing. This doesn't do anything either, I think. So for the most part, I think that this would be like, alright, we want to make this a little more annoying. We could do Fusion Destiny and throw this in as well. Because why not? And then just summon DP. But yeah, Thunder Dragon's just taking a lot of main deck space and not accomplishing that much. I mean, hands should be like decent, right? Yeah, this is combo enough. So it doesn't matter. Getting these guys out of the hand is kind of problematic. I guess that's what the branded stuff would be used for, to an extent. Hmm. Well, I'll need to think on this a bit more then, I guess. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.